Hello, everyone. I want to talk to you about Ginni Thomas. She is the wife of Clarence Thomas. And you know, Clarence Thomas sits on the Supreme Court, and she attended a rally before the Capitol attack. She is a conservative, right-wing activist who runs a political lobbying firm. And she says she briefly attended rally, but left before Trump addressed crowd. Now, let me tell you something. Ginni, you had no business being there. And I believe that you had some political influence to put batteries in those people's back, and that they felt they could get away with that because they also be watching what goes on with Clarence Thomas as well. And you, the same wife that you've been married to Clarence Thomas for years, came out and said Anita Hill needs to apologize to your husband. Anita Hill doesn't need to apologize to your husband and anybody else because Clarence Thomas, I do believe that he did it. I believe he was sexually harassing her. I do believe that, and I don't believe that one bit that she was making stuff up. I think that Clarence Thomas lied, and they went along with that. When it comes down to it, and you stood by your man. Go ahead and do what you do, you know. But at the end of the day, Ginni, see what you do in the dark shall come to light, Ginni. And you know you came real hard on Virginia, but let me tell you how you came so hard on Virginia you came so hard on Anita Hill, but look at you, Ginni. You, Virginia Ginni Thomas, wife of the Supreme Court Justice Clarence Thomas, you admitted to attending that rally. You also admitted to writing. You also admitted to writing. You know, to writing on your Facebook page how you wrote that. About making America great and thank you for praying and standing up. You know, you did all that, and that's instigating. That you wrote on your Facebook page, but you took those posts down. But Ginni, you should know better. You should know that they can go back and pull up, old posts, electronic posts. You also should know that people are taking screenshots of stuff. You should know better than that, Ginni. So somebody must have took some screenshots, and they was also able to get that information. And guess what? The Times say they stand on factual stuff. They stand on the truth and facts. And I believe that what they saying that you did, you was part of the plan, Ginni. You was part of that plan. And you trying to say that you keep your work separate from his and y'all don't discuss it. Y'all got y'all own opinions. Yeah, you do have your own opinions. And you do have your own ideas, Ginni. We all do. But at the end of the day, you was over there getting down with that before the rally. You was doing some stuff, saying some things, putting batteries in people back, Ginni, and you was encouraging it and enticing them people to do what they do. Now you want to come out and say you didn't have nothing to do with it like that. You was just at the rally, and but you sit on a right wing, you sit on that. You sit on that with that group. You hang out with that group, Ginni. And Clarence Thomas needs to excuse himself. He needs to excuse himself. He shouldn't have nothing to do with that. When they investigate you, because they need to investigate, Ginni. See, what you do in the dark, so shall come to light. And I always said this, it doesn't matter how long it takes God to expose people. It doesn't take how long for God to come back around, right? And hold people accountable and all of that. So while you was up there saying that Anita Hill needs to apologize, guess what? Now you in the hot seat, Ginni. And you need to be in the hot seat because you was part of that, whether you stayed for the rally or not. I mean, stayed for the assault on the Capitol or not. Before the attack, you were still up there, Ginni. Why was you up there, Ginni? Because you were a conservative, right-wing activist that wanted to make America great again. And you was part of all of that. And you had some stuff on Facebook, Ginni, but you took it down. But then you came back and said that you wrote the stuff before the attack happened. So what does that say? You was instigating. You was putting batteries in their back. You was like, yeah, get them, make America great again. You was all for it, Ginni. Now it's all coming out on you, Ginni. You was in the hot seat, Ginni. And Clarence Thomas, is now his behavior is going to be scrutinized. Everything he do, his work, is going to be scrutinized, Ginni. Now you and put your husband in another light, Ginni. Yep, going to be scrutinized, Ginni. All because you are part of something that, remember, you said that you don't discuss your work, he don't discuss his. So guess what, Ginni? You was doing things behind Clarence Thomas' back, weren't you, Ginni? Weren't you sneaky, Ginni? Virginia Ginni Thomas, you are a sneaky woman. And you were doing these things, and now, Ginni, you're going to be investigated. See, I always say, what you do in the dark, so shall come to light. There's nothing new under the sun. And no matter how long it takes, God will expose and continue to expose people for who they are, Ginni Thomas. This is my opinion. And you know what? This is my opinion. And so, therefore, I have a right to freedom of speech and for fair use, for commentary. And this is coming from The Guardian. So I want everybody to know I'm only speaking on what The Guardian is saying, but also I have my opinion in here under my First Amendment rights, Ginni. Just like you were speaking out about Anita Hill and all this other stuff, and you got on Facebook and made those posts, then you took it down, and then you came back and said, you know, per the Slate, allegedly the Slate said that you wrote those posts before the attack on the Capitol. So isn't that not instigating stuff? Isn't that not putting batteries in people's back, telling them thank you for standing up and for praying? Praying for what? You was praying that the election would be overturned and Trump would get back in office. You was praying for all that stuff because you are a conservative right-wing activist, Ginni. But Ginni, now your husband is going to be scrutinized. Clarence, you still want to be married to that woman? Do you still want to put up with Ginni after all these years, knowing now your work going to be looked at real closely now, Clarence Thomas? Your work going to be looked at real closely, Clarence Thomas. And not only that, when you told those stories back in the day about Anita Hill and that she was just making that up and she just wanted to be with you, Clarence, you are not a good looking man. So guess what? Anita Hill didn't need to be with you. She didn't need to be with you, Clarence. I don't know. So look at, let me stop. God forgive. Let me stop with all this because I could go on about this whole thing because I remember this back in the day in 1991, and I was not pleased with this, Clarence Thomas. I was not pleased with you. I was not pleased with you sexually harassing a woman and then saying she would wanted to be with you. She didn't want to be with you, Clarence. A woman can be with pretty much any man they want to be with. You probably was mad that she turned you down, Clarence. Anita Hill turned you down and you was just mad. You know what? I've been through some situations where you turn a man down and then they lie on you. Clarence, you got away with it. That's all that happened. You got away with it, Clarence. You was able to get this Ginni Thompson, Virginia Ginni Thompson, go along with your plan to be with you. But at the end of the day, Clarence, now look what's happening. Ginni's behaviors and actions are being investigated, and now they're going to look at you real closely and see what you might have to do with it because Ginni is out here talking. She's out here talking because Ginni is trying to protect herself now, Thomas. What you got to say about that, Thomas? That your wife was part of that. Even though, Thomas, even though Ginni says that was before the attack. But she was still part of that. She was there to see it. Look at that. She was there to see it brewing. She was there, probably had a smile on her face, in her spirit. Yeah, she was. Ginni, we cannot trust you, Virginia, Ginni Thomas. We can't trust you. We never could, and we can't now. We can't trust you. You went hard on Anita. You went hard, Ginni. But guess what? I wonder what Anita is saying now. I wonder. Is she saying, oh my gosh? I wonder what she's saying, Ginni. Since you went so hard on Anita saying that she need to apologize to your husband and all that stuff. But Ginni, I think you need to apologize to your husband now, Ginni. You need to apologize to Clarence Thomas. Yes, you do. For being at that rally. Did Clarence know you was at that rally, Ginni? Did Clarence know that? And since you say you keep your work, to yourself, y'all don't discuss it. So, Ginni, does Clarence know that you're a right wing activist? Does he know that you sit on that and you hang out with those people? Does he? Does he know those things? And that you wrote those posts on Facebook? You didn't even tell Clarence Thomas you did that, huh, Ginni? You didn't tell him none of that. Since you don't discuss your work that you do, you didn't tell Thomas none of that, did you? But now Thomas is going to be scrutinized. See, the truth will always come out in the end. It may take some time for God to do it and expose it, but it comes all out. Well, you know what? Let me go ahead and stop with all this because at the end of the day, Ginni, they need to investigate you. On a real note, they need to investigate you and they need to see what part that you played and how much you played in it. And I wonder if anybody's going to come out and say, yeah, Ginni Thomas, Virginia Ginni Thomas, Clarence Thomas' wife, she was, He was encouraging us. It sounds like you was encouraging those people, Ginni. It sounds like you was encouraging them, Ginni. But anyway, you guys leave your comments below what you think about, this article from the Guardian, you know, with Virginia, Ginni Thomas being a part of the rally before the Capitol attack and posting things on Facebook and then taking them down. See, Ginni, if you didn't have nothing to hide, you would have took those posts down. You would have left them up, Ginni. See, that's throwing the rock and trying to hide the hand. But it's funny because when people throw rocks, do you know that your hand can always be revealed after you throw that rock? That happens a lot. People be up on the overpass throwing rocks down, and young people, and this is true, have done that, and they've got caught. They might have ran away, but people caught them because there's always somebody filming, always somebody watching, and there's got cameras throughout the city. So Ginni, you threw the rock and you tried to hide your hand by taking those posts down, Ginni. But guess what? They was able to get those. They was able to retrieve them some kind of way, and maybe somebody did a screenshot of them and sent them in. Ginni, let me tell you something. If you really believed in what you believed in and you were a strong woman like you was doing coming at Anita Hill, guess what? You would have never took those posts down. You would have left them up there. I see you have to stand on what you stand on. You always believe whatever you say you believe in, stand on it. You don't have to back down. Yeah, that's the post I wrote. Say, yeah, I wrote those posts. I like Donald Trump. I wanted Donald Trump to be in office. I disagreed with the election. I tell the truth, Ginni. We want the truth, Ginni. And I believe Clarence Thomas wants the truth too. Because look, he on the Supreme Court. So he has got to want the truth. Clarence, I'm sure you want the truth, Clarence Thomas. You want Ginni to come out and tell the truth. Ginni, we want the truth from you. What did you do, Ginni? They need to investigate you. Yes, they sure do. Stand on it, Times. Everything's good, you all. Have a beautiful day.